The Book of Ruth, she bore a son. Ruth's marital joy, she bore a son. Ruth 4, 1-22. Introduction. 1. So far, our study in the Book of Ruth has revealed a. Ruth's noble choice, I will go, Ruth 1, 1-22. 1. Expressing great love for her mother-in-law Naomi. 2. Willing to forego home and religion and adopt Israel and the true God. B. Ruth's lowly service, let me glean, Ruth 2, 1-23. 1. Exercising her right as a widow to glean after the reapers during the harvest. 2. Providing sustenance for herself and her mother-in-law. C. Ruth's tender plea, take your maidservant, Ruth 3, 1-18. 1. Made to Boaz, their near kinsman. 2. As part of a careful plan proposed by her mother-in-law Naomi. 2. Noteworthy throughout this story has been the character of Boaz, a kind man with a strong sense of propriety, b. a hospitable man with a concern for duty and reputation, c. a man Naomi knew will not rest until he has concluded the matter this day, Ruth 3:18. As we come to the fourth and final chapter, a. we see how Boaz fulfills Ruth's marital joy, b. resulting in the birth of a son who became David's grandfather. As the chapter opens, Boaz begins the process promised to Ruth earlier. See Ruth 3, 12-13. Boaz confronts a close relative. A. At the town gate. 1. Boaz meets a close relative at the gate. Ruth 4:1. A. Where people would travel in and out of town. B. Where business transactions were often made. C. Where judges and officers were to be found. Deuteronomy 16:18. 2. Boaz calls together 10 elders of the city. Ruth 4:2. A. Who were frequently gathered at the gate. Proverbs 31:23. B. Such elders would serve as witnesses. Ruth 4:9. B. Regarding Naomi's land. 1. Naomi had sold the land which belonged to her husband Elimelech. Ruth 4:3. A. Some translations indicate she was about to sell. Ruth 4:9. B. Within her right as one who is poor. Leviticus 25:25. 2. Boaz encourages the close relative to redeem it, or Boaz will. Ruth 4:4. A. It was important that the land stay within the family. Leviticus 25, 23-28, and Numbers 27, 1-11. B. At first, the close relative is willing to redeem it. C. Who refuses to redeem the land. 1. Boaz points out the obligation involving Ruth, the Moabitess. Ruth 4:5. A. To buy or acquire Ruth. Ruth 4:10. B. To marry her and perpetuate the name of her dead husband by giving him a son. Deuteronomy 25, 5-6. 2. Prompting the close relative to refuse to redeem it. Ruth 4:6. A. Concerned about ruining his own inheritance. 1. Perhaps because he knew the land would belong to Elimelech's family. 2. Thus spending money for land that would not long be his. B. Who then gave the right and responsibility of redemption to Boaz. Boaz redeems Naomi and Ruth. A. The transaction for Naomi's land. 1. Confirmed by the removal of a sandal. Ruth 4, 7-8. A custom in former times. 1. Evidently not when the book of Ruth was written. 2. Possibly traced to the practices of taking possession of land by walking on the soil of the land being claimed. B. Similar to another custom involving the removal of a sandal. Deuteronomy 25, 7-10. A. Regarding the refusal to marry the widow of one's brother. 2. An expression of shame for such refusal to accept responsibility. C. Yet such shame does not appear to be the purpose in this case. 2. Witnessed by the 10 elders and all the people, Ruth 4:9. A. They witnessed that Boaz purchased all the land of Elimelech and his sons. B. That he bought it from the hand of Naomi. B. The arrangement for Ruth's hand. 1. Boaz has acquired Ruth as wife, Ruth 4:10. A. To perpetuate the name of the dead, Mahlon, Ruth's dead husband. B. To maintain Mahlon's family position at the gate. 2. Witnessed and blessed by townspeople and the elders, Ruth 4:11 and 12. A. The people proclaimed themselves witnesses. B. They blessed Ruth and Boaz. 1. That the Lord make her like Rachel and Leah. 2. That Boaz prosper and be famous in Bethlehem Ephrath. 3. That their house be like the house of Perez, who Tamar bore to Judea, Genesis 46:12 and Numbers 26:20-22. With the transaction for the land witnessed and their union as husband and wife blessed by the people at the gate, Boaz marries Ruth. A. They have a son named Obed. 1. With conception given by the Lord, Ruth 4:13. A. Fertility and barrenness were sometimes attributed to the Lord, Genesis 29:31 and 32. B. Perhaps in this way the writer was implying God's acceptance of the union of Boaz and Ruth. With praise and prayer offered by the women, Ruth 4:14 and 15. A. Praise to the Lord for his kindness to Naomi through her daughter-in-law. B. Prayer that the child be a restorer and nourisher to Naomi in her old age. 3. With nursing by Naomi, Ruth 4:16. 4. With his name, Obed, servant, given by the neighbor woman, Ruth 4:17. B. Who will be the grandfather to David, 1. As mentioned at the close of Ruth 4:17. 2. As illustrated in the genealogy of Perez, Ruth 4:18-22. A. Perez, son of Judah. B. Hezron. C. Ram. 4. Aminadab. E. Nahshon. F. Salmon. G. Boaz. H. Obed. I. Jesse. J. David. Conclusion. 1. At the beginning of our study, we noted that the book of Ruth serves two purposes. A. To illustrate how God rewards those who make wise spiritual choices and show steadfast filial loyalty. B. To explain how Ruth, a Moabitess, came to be the ancestor of David and ultimately of the Messiah, Ruth 4:21-22 and Matthew 1:5-6. 2. The book also reveals examples of commendable character. A. Nobility of character in Ruth, who provided to be better to Naomi than 7 sons. B. Nobility of character in Boaz as an employer and believer in God's promise and commands. Remember that such character was manifested during a dark period in Israel's history. In those days there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes, Judges 21:25. May their example of character encourage us to do what is right when we live among people who seem to be a little different than those in the days of Judges. Here ends our study of the book of Ruth.